Boys, welcome.
Hey, what's going on,
What's
bud?
going on?
Welcome all here.
We've got Dan Ingles, Paddy Rhoads,
Hey, guys.
two of the most talented up-and-coming comics in New York City at the moment. Everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Several
Thank
of them
you.
just died, so
Yeah.
that's why we're here.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks, man. You too.
Happy holidays, yeah.
Hell
Happy
yeah.
Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa.
All of the holidays, yeah.
Yeah.
Plug them up.
Now, neither of you are Jews, are you?
No.
Nope.
So we had a proper Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dan, we went and got some Korean barbecue.
Bro, it was fly. That's exactly what you do on Christmas.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I must admit, I did miss the traditional, like, ham, turkey, family.
Sure.
A little.
Was this on Christmas Day you went?
Yeah.
Oh,
was-
nice.
It was fun. It was a cool place.
Yeah, it was good. It was really nice. Then we went to church. And
Those Koreans know how to do Christmas, man.
They do.
Yeah. Dude, the church was so nice.
The church was beautiful. You
Jeez.
bowed at the right time.
Wait,
Yeah.
you went to church?
Right when they got into all the God stuff, I was like, all right, man, peace.
Be with you.
I heard, yeah. The first, and with your spirit, I was like, I think that I've enjoyed the building enough, and I gotta bounce.
Yeah, fair enough. So
How-
you,
so you
you gave
stayed-
me a hit of that weed pen, like several hits, and I was really baked when I was sitting in the service. And Natalie asked me if I would volunteer for doing the money collection.
Oh.
Have you seen that?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
They've got. I've never seen it. They've got these baskets on these rods, and they're like 4 feet long, and you've got to like reach all the way down for every single row. And I was like, I don't know. This feels really weird. It feels like I'm begging for money.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it in the church, so it was kind of like, all right, I got to be cool that we did it. We did one sweep, and then after that, me and Richie did it as well. And then afterwards, she goes, "We're gonna have to do a second collection."
Whoa.
And I was like, "No,"
Dang.
because I was like,
getting people in the eye and
people,
stuff.
people were like opening their wallets, but they weren't, and they were like, and I was just like holding my basket there, like, "Come on, motherfucker, you're gonna,
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna give me something." You're like, so I was like pestering people real hard the first time. The second, I'm like, I got to do this again.
Oh, dude, I should.
It's almost like
around.
showing someone like a nude of yourself and then thinking you're never going to see them again, and then
Yeah.
And showing them the same nude
Yeah.
again.
And then you go to a job application and they're the one hiring.
yeah.
Gosh. I wish I should have stayed. I got long arms. I could have done it, and they would have like seen me and been like, "Oh, it's for the slow kids, extra money, give a little
Yeah.
extra," you know.
What was the average size of a charity?
About $1.
$1?
Although
Mm.
Natalie, my basket was like half full of like dollar and coins and stuff. And Natalie came back with a basket full of like $5 and $10 notes. So I don't know what she was doing, but she did like the front half of the church. So I don't know if people are more generous there.
Yeah. They got the good seats. You know, they're paying extra to sit up front. They might as well. For my sins, take a 20.
Yeah.
I was bad this year.
$1 seems light.
It does.
And coins, you said?
Yeah, coins
Who
as
brings
well.
coins?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't even.
That's so funny.
I literally don't even pocket coins. If I've got coins, I always give them
Yeah, same.
because I fucking hate carrying them.
Yeah. I just throw them at the guys, though. I don't just give them to them.
You would.
Can't be too nice.
No.
No, I don't do that.
So,
Come
Dan,
on.
how many minutes were you at church for?
30 minutes. I walked around and
that's
like saw the place because it's a beautiful building. I was like into the architecture, and when the music started, I was like, "Oh, that organ sounds so nice." They had all these like, I don't know if anybody's been to St. Pat's, but dude, they named it after you, dog. You gotta check that place out, bro. You would love it. They like all across the wall. They have like stone vignettes from the Bible and like little model stands and things like that. And the line for confession was really long. I noticed that too. They
There
had
was a confession line
at the front. There was a confession booth. That's why on the right there was such a big line. There were 3 baby carriages in the confession booth line.
What?
Yeah, I'm like, what could that kid have possibly done? Yet, you know, what's he got to do? They get to the front and like you expect the parents to go in and the baby hops out with a cigarette. He's like,
Yeah.
this will be a couple minutes. You guys stick around.
I've been bad.
Yeah.
Are there seats? Because like where we went in the main middle section was obviously the central part, but there was like rows of pews on the outside.
Yeah.
Was that like a part for like the public to just come in and out of? Because we didn't do collection down there. I didn't see anyone do that.
Yeah,
Was
that
that like
was-
less of a formal area to sit?
Yeah, it was open on both sides, so you could like get out of there if you wanted to, or it's like if you just rolled in, you're like, oh, what's going on? You wouldn't like disrupt things by coming down the middle of the aisle.
Gotcha.
Because it's like it's more than a church, right? It's like a church, but also a place people visit.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
cathedral, like a
Yeah.
tourist attraction. I think I heard a lot of different languages in there. Yeah, made me
And,
think of the Tower of Babel, bro.
and it was open. It was open. Like they're open during the day, so you can just go in and sit in them. I mean, you would know this because you grew up Christian, but I afterwards, guys, I missed a moment. I swear to fucking God, and I was kicking myself after, but I was walking down the stairs after mass, and this journalist comes up to me with a camera dude and a full light, and she's like, "How was the Sunday service? How was it?" And I was like, "Well, it started off with a very traditional American lunch of Korean barbecue," and I thought that was the funniest thing. And then she just like stood and looked at me like I was an idiot, and I was like, "Nah, fuck this, I'm going," and bailed. But I was like, I should have stayed there and like, I don't know, said something funny, like got on the news, like had my Hawk Tour moment. I just
And you were high.
I was high, so it was nothing good is gonna come.
That seems like a nightmare being high at church.
Dude, I can't imagine
It
the worst
sucked.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I get kind of like awkward not being high at church.
yeah.
I can't imagine, if I was baked. I'm like, dude, Jesus is like right here inside of my head,
I just couldn't pay attention to anything. Like my mind was just gone wandering around all over the place. So.
I'm still thinking of like a funny thing to say to the journalist here. Peter's like, yeah, he didn't even show up. What a disgrace. What a bummer. I thought he was going to be there.
Yeah.
Someone told this is a birthday party. What are you talking about? I don't know. That's not great, but it's
something.
Yeah, right?
Something would have been better than nothing.
You just be like, why weren't you there, you heathen?
Yeah. But nah, it was good. It was the first time I've done that. I've never done church on Christmas Day before.
Nor did I. Yeah.
Are you like
cool
a
to
member of that
see.
church?
No.
And they just let no offense, but they let anybody just collect money for them?
Yeah. Isn't that kind of weird?
They kind of want people who are not necessarily the most affiliated to like be involved in the service, so that it kind of gives you like a leg in. Like I went to a Catholic service one time when I was a kid, and I'd never been there before, and the priest was like, "You and your brother are doing giving out the cracker and the juice, the host." And
Hang on, so you're giving the bread out?
Yeah,
At the service?
Yeah,
you can do that?
Yeah, we couldn't eat it though. We hadn't been like baptized or.
But you can
communion
give
or
everyone a
whatever.
blessing.
No, we just like he would hit everybody with that, and then we just hand them the cookie and cracker.
You're talking about the bread.
The bread and it was a saltine and some Concord Welch's grape juice in white cups.
That can't be to do with mass, can it? This is like some extracurricular activity after church.
Sunday
I'm not joking.
Christian
That's
Catholic
the
Church,
most
yeah.
important part of the mass.
Well,
Seriously, that's like the body and blood of Christ.
he could tell. The Lord is in me, man. I was anointed. Like me and God have maybe a touchy relationship, but He also touched me. He gave me a gift.
That's beautiful.
Sorry, I don't mean to blaspheme or be a heathen, but bring it on, bro. No.
You are a heathen.
Yeah.
You grew up in a Catholic family, didn't you, Paddy?
Very, yeah.
Yeah, like mass every Sunday?
Mass every Sunday, yeah, for 20 years.
Jesus Christ. Did you go to like a Sunday school after mass?
It's called RE, and it was once a week, every week, yeah. And then once you get to high school, they have just like after church meeting of the youth, a youth group, if you will. Have you been to youth group?
Yeah. I tried in high school. I tried it for like a couple years to get into church, and I took it seriously. Like I preached sermons at one point, and I don't know. I just kind of like fell out of love with it, I guess. But I got a lot out of like youth group and like being able to just like talk to kids about stuff. It was
That's
less
good.
about like.
I bet you liked that, Dan. Bet you liked talking to all the little kiddies.
Yeah, right.
But it sounds like Dan was actually way more involved than I ever was. Dan, what's the expression about the stars? The brightest stars burn the fastest or something?
Maybe, sure.
You went all in.
Oh, I went hard.
You're giving
man.
out Eucharist. You're giving sermons.
I was telling people the good word, bro. I was like, Rahab was a prostitute, and she's still Jesus' like 8th great grandmother. You can do anything. Like
I don't know who the fuck you're talking
Neither do
about.
I.
Yeah, see, I was reading the text, bro. I knew all the people. Like I tried,
Jesus. Maybe you're a closeted fucking priest or something like that.
Is
that a thing?
That's got to be a scary life. Every priest is a closeted pedophile. Yeah. Like, can you imagine? You just open the closet door and you're in another closet. Oh no! Like, I don't even want to open the other one. See if I can get used to what's going on in here.
I'm just gonna live in here a little while.
Shit.
See if I can not give in to temptation.
Yeah. No, man, it's a tough life for those guys.
Dude, it's tough. The first collection was for the church. The second collection is for the priests. Now the second collection, he must have got fuck all. My basket was like maybe $7 in there for the second collection. So I'm thinking these guys aren't living off much. Although they probably wouldn't have a lot of expenses, but they're not living a lavish life.
I don't know. I don't know how much the priests get from like the church's split. I think maybe like they're part of a committee that would negotiate what the church does with the money, so they get like a big say. And if at the end it's all like, hey, we got 10,000 extra, you guys want to split it amongst ourselves, then like, maybe that happens every once in a while.
I wonder how it works, like how much they have to give back to the Vatican. Would they have to give anything back?
Dude, I forgot about that.
Well, I know at least where I'm from, priests they get like their house paid for. They have like a house on the property of the church, so I assume that's the same here. I guess they have like a penthouse apartment or something. Actually, maybe.
That'd be sick.
But my priest doesn't get money from the basket. That doesn't sound good.
Doesn't good. He doesn't get money from the basket.
Well,
how do you know, Pat?
I guess
because I don't give him any. What are you talking about?
Because when he gets the basket, he gets nothing. I'm taking it.
Do you think that they're like based on priest? Like if there's a good priest, he gets more money in his basket that week. It's like, oh, dude, Father Jenkins is spitting, bro. Give him a 10.
Yeah,
he's gonna drop the nastiest sermon.
If he gave a good service, a sermon, is it a sermon?
Sermon is when you preach. Yeah, service is like the whole event.
If he puts on a good show, would he get a bigger donation? Do you think?
It sounds like the priests here get tips.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
If you commit a healing during your service, you get like $100 from everybody. You know, holy cow, he did it.
Did you see anything miraculous or any source of the divine in your 20 years of having to go to church?
Man,
did you have any moments, any internal moments or realizations?
It was kind of just the way I was brought up. It wasn't something I ever put like a ton of thought into, honestly. It's kind of just the way it was.
Do you think about it more or less now?
I would say less now. I would say I'm still religious.
Speak into that.
I would say I'm still religious. I still pray every night. But some people I feel like are on this mission to learn what the meaning of life is and to find what they really believe in. That's not something I put a ton of thought into.
Did you? So you didn't see any priest like heal the sick? I command you, the devil, to leave.
I have not. How about you? Have you seen that?
Never.
That might be like a thing in the South. Like the mega churches.
Dude, when they do it with the rattlesnake, it's like, it's going to bite me. It won't even hurt.
Have you seen that video? It's on Instagram there or YouTube or something where this priest, they're getting this black guy and they're like trying to get him to pray the gay away. And
dude,
like, have you seen that one?
I'm not gay no more. Yeah. I am delivered. Dude,
yeah,
I know this video.
Yeah.
And then like they do a cutaway video to like 6 months later. He was like, I was still gay. Like you feel bad for the guy. Like I feel bad that's part of the reason why I wasn't as into it. Like I just feel bad for the self-abuse that people will impose on themselves when they like are not living up to some sort of ideal, that like isn't even something they think they thought of themselves. It's like something that they think is good and bad themselves. That being said, like I get a lot out of the like symbolic meanings of the religious like stories, so I think like people can get really oppressed by it, but there's definitely some good to it too.
Yeah, if you could kind of pick and choose what aspects of it you believe in, that would be better, it sounds like. Right? Well, but the problem is a lot of people, they take it all or none.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like if we're getting into it. Like, I don't think that God is like it's been maybe interpreted in religion thusly is like what I would believe in. I wouldn't ignore that like there's profound things in the universe, like how we're all made of like the same stuff as stars, and when you like pass away. I watched this video of a whale fall, which is basically like a whale dies and it sinks through all the different ecological levels of probably the wrong word there, of the sea. So it's like this animal was living off of this whale, this other animal, this other, it's like thing. So it's like, I feel like if there's, there's something that connects us all, but I don't believe in really religion that much. I think it's kind of bad for people.
I thought ecological was the right word.
Oh, cool.
I thought it sounded great.
That was an ecological ass word, man.
Okay, this is going to sound like a dumb question. You know how fossil fuels, it's like crude oil is in the ground, and that's supposed to have come from animals. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Have you heard that, Pat?
It sounds familiar.
Okay, so all right, so I've heard that that's what it is. It's fossil fuels come from like old carbon and animals and stuff like that. But I'm like, how could there have been that much?
That much, like dead dinosaur guy?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, unless I've just picked up the complete wrong fact.
No.
I am an idiot. I there's no doubt about it.
There's I guess, and
like there must have been a gazillion dinosaurs if that was.
Yeah.
It must have been like a dinosaur orgy, like dinosaur walking on dinosaur walking on dinosaur.
Yeah, dude. Rabbits used to say it's fucking like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
No,
that was so dumb. I'm sorry. Let's ignore that. I know nothing. So
no. Stegosaurus lived so Stegosaurus and T-Rexes lived further away from each other than we did to T-Rexes. So it's like there was like hundreds of million of years of dinosaurs that were just all different like shapes and sizes based on what like the environment was providing and the terrain was providing. And then they just kind of like that. They say that meteor pretty much like wiped out all like life that would make it easy for them to keep living. And that's kind of where it was. That's pretty much what I know about it.
Well, they reckon it wasn't. There's been a few like cataclysmic events.
Yes.
They reckon that there's like 2,000 or 3,000 years ago there was. I don't know if those years are correct, by the way, but there's been many events. There's like one that they think that could have like wiped out the knowledge from like the Egyptian time and the the Incas and Aztec time in Central and South America, because of like have you guys seen like those like documentaries with all the pyramids and then there's the pyramids in Machu Picchu and then there's some in Asia and they all line up in this geometric shape. It's like, come on, guys.
All right, guys. You caught me. It was me.
Yeah.
It was me.
Yeah.
I came up with this really smart, cool thing to do with the pyramids where they all lined up.
Yeah.
And I'm a time traveler.
Yeah.
No, dude, something's up with that, man.
I would have liked to be here with the dinosaurs. I think that would have been pretty gnarly. You think there were humans then? There were some sort of humans at some... like
humans and dinosaurs never coexisted.
Never?
I don't really think that like ape-like mammals coexisted with dinosaurs either. But that would have been the monkeys riding velociraptors. Come on,
yeah.
Let's make that Planet of the Apes, guys.
There's something that's old. Aren't chickens like dinosaurs or something?
Yeah. So dinosaurs basically evolved into birds as we know them now.
It makes sense.
Yeah, they got the
Look at them.
Yeah,
They look prehistoric.
bro.
Walking on two legs. They got like an inbuilt gyro in them. They can't fall down.
They don't have like empathy either. You know, like birds. You ever stare into a bird's eyes, bro? It just wants whatever you don't want it to want. Like it wants your neck and your eye and your...
I've never tried to fuck a bird. So.
Down in Australia, there's no birds you trying to fuck, mate? Come on.
You ever tried to stare into a bird's eyes and catch that little twinkle?
Yeah. Something cockatoo, you know? No, but I had a friend who I went to his house early. Basically, we were picking up to drive somewhere, and his dad had a room of birds, and like he was like, 1 second, I'll come down. It was like 6 a.m, so it was still dark outside, and I like walked into the room, and I was just like, what's going on? Check it out, you know. And they had, you know, a big white cockatoo, I guess, and like it saw me, but it realized that I wasn't him, I guess, or the dad, and it like revved up and like got really big, and then like lurched at me like it was gonna attack, and like screamed really loud, and then all the other birds got up too, and it was like, bah, 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 bah. And I like ran out and waited in my car. I was like, dude, I'm in my car. Just ignore the birds. Sorry.
Are you scared of birds now?
No.
That would be kind of scarring, honestly.
I heal up, man. I don't
Strong.
scar. I don't scar.
How many birds were there?
Probably 20 birds.
That's a lot of birds.
It was loud. His whole family was awake afterwards for sure. It was like early. And they're like, what now?
Was that like his dad's job?
No,
They just had 20 birds.
yeah, and 5 kids.
Were they laying birds?
They were like birds of paradise kind of thing, like a cockatiel and
Gotcha.
like a blue one, a green one.
I saw this video on YouTube about the bald eagle or one particular type of eagle, and it flies and it picks up like mountain goats. Grabs
my
them
God.
these mountain goats are like 4 times their body weight. They're like wrestling with these things. Fly them up into the air, drop them, kill them, and eat them that way. I'm like, insane.
That's hardcore.
It is insane.
Damn.
I'd like to be an eagle in my next life.
Yeah.
Do you think we come back as humans or animals?
Mm.
Patty, have you thought about this?
I don't know that we come back at all. I'm not sure. I'm not saying we don't.
I definitely think we come back.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
I 100% because we have to. We're built up of energy, and energy doesn't disappear. It has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So you can't. We're gonna be coming back somewhere in something. I just don't know.
In some
where.
way. What do you think you'll come back as? Or rather, what would you want to come back as?
I don't know. I mean, obviously,
Maybe both
obviously a
questions.
human would be nice.
Yeah, a rich human
But-
with a huge...
But imagine if there's imagine
Brain.
if there was. I read something. I was listening to something last night that this guy with the IQ of 200 is the smartest man in the world, and he was saying there's definitely God, there's definitely heaven, there's definitely hell, there's definitely angels, there's definitely the devil, and he was saying is there an afterlife? Someone asked him, is there an afterlife? He said yes. He said, do people get to do people come back as humans and he said they do unless they haven't fulfilled what they were supposed to do in this life, and then they come back as something else. But he didn't specify what that was. It was like a secret squirrel thing. It was really, I was like, you can't not tell us that.
It's also counterintuitive. It's like, well, I did it. Then you gotta send me back. Like, if you didn't do it or you did
No,
do
so
it.
his thing was God is completely created of love. We are God. So you and I, we're all God. We're all the one consciousness. So we're all just a reflection of God. And God made us because he loves us. And because he loves us, he loves himself because that he is us. So if you lived your life without loving God, you've basically cut off the arm of God, which is basically living life without loving yourself. Therefore, your next life, you will pretty much be going to hell.
Is hell a different animal or is hell a place?
I don't know. He didn't specify. It's like you're going to he said you're going to a place that is basically like the Matrix, essentially. Like there'll be like bad people in there doing bad things like you because you lived. It was kind of weird. It was a 2:00 in the morning doom scroll.
For sure.
But it was trippy.
Worth checking out. Or
Yeah.
thinking about, when you're 2 a.m., you're like, I wonder if that
Yeah.
is something to that.
But if we do come back as something, and you think humans is like the highest thing you could come back as,
Do you think it is?
that makes sense to me at least.
Makes sense to me.
You're in the most control of your own satisfaction as a human. So if you did a good job, the assumed deity might want that to give you that as your reward, presumably. Or maybe you just be a big whale or like an octopus because they're smarter, like an elephant. An elephant is like, they're geniuses and got stuff going on.
I don't know if animals suffer the same way we do, though. Because it's like pretty suffering to be a human. One
You're
minute
right.
you're happy, 1 minute you're sad, 1 minute you're high, 1 minute you're low, you have a good night, you have a bad. It's just like nothing ever lasts and nothing's ever good for long. Nothing's ever bad for long, thank God. But there's a lot of suffering being a human. I wonder if animals feel the same suffering because they don't have the same consciousness as us.
No,
and if they don't, then couldn't that technically be
Freedom?
a better reward? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I feel you there.
But I don't know.
Like it seems like as time goes on, the only thing that like gets worse for all of us is what we're like constantly being like policed on our thought. Where like as we evolve, it like you have more and more social things to calculate into whatever action you're going to take. Like if you look down from us to like chimpanzees, they have more social things than the next all the way down. Like fish, they're just like, I don't know, swim together, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But they don't really have like pain or like sorrow or things like that. I know that certain mammals do. I know that, like, I mean, I know that elephants have a really big emotional capacity. But
I saw a video of this diver grabbing a crab, a female crab. He grabbed it out of this hole, like with his like prong, and then a male crab jumped out behind it and tried to attack the diver.
oh
So
yeah,
I don't know. Like, do we know that they don't feel anything?
Yeah.
What do you think, Paddy?
Well, I think maybe like a lot of animals, they just live their life looking for food. Like they don't even have time to think about life or where they fit in life or their friends. They just want food or they're going to die.
yeah.
So like we have life so easy now that it gives us time to think about what our challenges are.
to like bitch and moan.
Yeah. Like, we don't have to worry about food.
No.
We have it the best it's ever been. If anyone says otherwise, they're full of shit. Like, life is dramatically easier than it was 100 years ago.
So much easier. For
And
Yeah,
200 years
bro.
ago and 500, like,
A toilet.
So,
yeah.
So can you imagine without it? Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
but does the easier life make us happier, you think?
I don't think so.
I kind of don't think so either.
I agree with that to an extent. Anything that compromises our freedom, I think deep down we know it's doing it and we don't like it.
I just think the worst thing is probably the distractions for me personally. Do you have like things like that? Do you think that take you away from living your, or being like focused and centered in your life? Like, cause mine is like Instagram fucking distracts the shit out of me. If I want to write or do something and I'm like, what's it? I'm like, fuck, hide it, turn it off, like fuck it off. I think like that is an issue that everyone is probably going through in this modern society that has never had to be dealt with before.
Definitely. Distractions and even like good things can turn to distractions. Like having a text on your phone. You want to check your phone or wondering why there's not a text on your phone. Why is nobody texting me? Like all these things just get,
Yeah.
they go on and on.
Why did that slut not reply to me? Who's
probably
gonna suck my dick tonight?
Like, crap, I'm doing it again.
Call a hooker.
I'd like to come back as a pelican. They got a big, they like do, they live in the air, they live in the sea. You know, they get a little bit of everything. Easy to hunt. You just get a big scoop on your jaw.
Yeah. What would you come back as?
I think a bird, but a more badass bird than a pelican. Pelican, that's cool. That's maybe like an albatross. Just so I can one up Dan's
Yeah, excuse
seagull,
me.
his big seagull.
My dog. Your big garbage-eating seagull. I'll be an albatross.
It'd be nice to have a bird's eye view for real, right?
Dude, they can, yeah, really. Albatross can fly for like 20-something miles before they get tired, too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'd be an eagle or a turtle.
Turtles.
Why a turtle?
They live a long life. They're solitude creatures. And they just chill. Like, I've seen a lot of turtles just from surfing and scuba diving, and they're fucking cool, man. They
You see
just
turtles in
chill.
the wild?
Yeah, heaps of them, hundreds of them.
Dude, there's
of
something
them.
special about a sea turtle.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
There's- You'll go when I'm diving. Like, I'll go down, and they'll just be sitting on the seafloor, just sleeping. They'll just be in their shell, just sleeping, just like not doing anything. And then I don't know, they're fucking cool. And have you seen that? There's like videos of like turtles like evading shark attacks and stuff. They're fucking smart little animals.
Yeah. You asked before about like a divine instant in your life, and like, did you have it maybe with an animal or an experience with animals where you feel like that was something
Like a divine presence.
yeah, or like, you know, you're relating to this creature in a way.
Have you?
I've seen deer in the woods before
Mm.
and been like, whoa, it's like right there, it's looking right at me, and I don't know if that's, but you feel like something, a connection or like a piece of something else looking at you that like is in you that you're not maybe as in touch with. I don't hunt. Do you guys ever hunt?
No, I would.
I like food a lot, so I would like to, you know, kind of do that just to get it off my chest.
Would you hunt, Paddy?
I don't think I would.
No.
I wouldn't judge somebody else for hunting. I mean, I definitely eat meat with every meal. But I don't think I couldn't kill something bigger than like a squirrel. Maybe a squirrel I could do. I'm not
Really?
gonna
There's a
eat
gauge size to
Yeah, there is. Like a deer, because there's something like peaceful about a deer.
I know.
And I know they're overpopulated, and it's actually like the right thing to do to kill them. It's the same thing in Australia with kangaroos, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I think they starve.
Yeah. We shoot the fuck out of those things. Well, we don't. There's people that do. There's quotas to go kill them.
You
People
did like
get,
a nice long stare right there. You're like, yeah, we killed. Like you had some PTSD from the kangaroo.
I have
wars.
shot at a kangaroo once with a rifle and I missed it and I was glad. That was the only time I ever went shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's lots of kangaroos. There's no shortage of them. Isn't that funny though? Oh, there's like we come in. Oh, there's so many. We can just kill as many as we want. Oh,
It's good for them.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like
what are you talking
like
about?
we know.
Yeah.
Was there a party that missed the shot on purpose, you think?
No, it was just a bad shot.
I gave him a chance.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could. If I did shoot a deer, I would weep like an infant. I'm sure. I hit a deer one time and it died, and I was just like, oh my god! Like I hit a baby, and white spots and everything. It was terrible, and it was like kicking around. And I got out of the car to get it because I was like, I looked up a vet, like an emergency vet. I'm like, I'll save it. That's what I'll do. And I grabbed it, and as soon as I picked it up, its like head was like on me, and it got all bloody on me, and like I put it on the side of the road, and I'm just like like weeping. And this guy, because I was stopped on the road, this guy like pulled up behind me and like got out of his car, and he was like, "You all right?" I was like, "Yeah, just there's a deer, man." And he's like, "Shouldn't have fucking jumped out in front of you." And
Yeah.
I was just like, "You can't. He's fresh dead. You can't say that."
So he was dead already.
Yeah, I think she had white spots. Ugh.
What if she wasn't dead, but she was like mortally wounded? What would you have done?
Stepped on its head. No, I would have put it in my car and tried to get it somewhere.
Like
Tried to
where?
get it to the emergency vet. I looked up on my phone.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I've hit heaps of roos. So kangaroos, they're really dumb. They'll like, when you're going down the highway, they'll hop beside you, and then the last minute they'll hop into your car. They all do it. So you try and slow down, but sometimes you don't see them till the last minute, and they'll be like dung dung dung, and just literally just bounce into the side of your car, and then they're dead.
Damn.
And I hit a white fluffy cat once.
Oh.
I tried to dodge it, and then I went over it with my back tire. I went kadung.
Oh.
I was like, damn. Have you ever hit anything?
I've hit a deer and a squirrel. The deer didn't die though, and I felt so bad because it kind of like limped away.
Ooh.
And I was like, it was terrible. It was it like laid down. I felt it laid down in some brush, and then I came back the next day to see if it was still there. Oh, and it was not there. So I guess that's good.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
He was just having a spell.
Dude.
He's like, I just need 5 minutes, man.
All right, you rung my bell.
Yeah.
You got it. Good shot.
Yeah.
Good shot.
But
Everybody
his-
gets one.
His family was there. It was like the thing that you were talking about, like how animals, they might feel more than we think, because his family was all there, like around him, or her. I don't know what it was. I guess her didn't have horns. Horns. That's not what deer have.
Antlers.
Antlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horn-esque.
Can female deer have antlers?
No,
I don't
horns? think so.
No.
No. Positive, they can't.
Yeah.
Can they have horns?
It's 2024.
Yeah. They can have whatever they want, Paddy.
Yeah, man. Get with the times.
Where do you think this is a segue, but where do you think the Santa and reindeers fable came from?
I thought it was German,
Okay.
but it's Saint Nicholas. I mean, like, it has to be
And a
something
reindeer
Vatican,
is a reindeer
something
the
has to be
same?
something with-
Is a reindeer the same as a deer, or is it a different species?
No, reindeers are like Hercules deer. They're like
Okay.
somewhere between a deer and a moose. They're like big and strong. They got a big like white mane around their neck. Their antlers aren't hard, but they're huge and heavy. Those things like are like 600 pounds at least too. They're big, and they move in herds across like big open lands, tundra,
Okay.
northern like in Canada and Alaska and stuff.
I'm not sure I knew a reindeer was a real thing until right now. I'm not joking. I thought it was.
You're like,
I thought it was a made up thing.
Yeah.
it's like you just weatherproof a deer, you get a reindeer.
I was thinking the other day about Christmas, and it really is the first time I believe that I like consciously lied to my parents.
About
Like
what?
finding out when I found out Santa wasn't real, and I just kept that racket going on for like at least a few more years. Were you boys the same? Like, did you hear that when he wasn't real at school by friends, and then did you say anything? I was like, I'm not saying shit. I'm gonna keep this going. I want these presents.
Yeah, I need a from mom and a from
Yeah,
Santa.
yeah.
You know, I don't need to give this. Smart.
Well, it's got to be tough because you're also tied for being the baby of your family, right?
Yeah, I'm with a couple others. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like, because I'm the baby of mine, I feel like it's kind of hard for parents to keep up the ruse when your older siblings know about it.
So you found out early.
I don't even remember when. I think it's one of those things that I kind of like picked up on and then didn't really want to think about it. And then by 6th grade, I was like, this has gone too far.
Yeah. I'm pulling my dick now. I can admit that Santa's not real.
Exactly, dude. My older brother found out when I was like 6. Like I just turned.
Oh, that's
6,
early.
and he was like, just emotional about it. And my parents, like my brother and I would just fight all the time. So like they knew that as soon as like I pissed my brother off, he's gonna hit me with, "Oh yeah, well Santa's not real." So they just were like, we just have to tell him. We just have to tell him. And so they told me, and I was like, oh, I was like, upset. But since then, so I have a younger brother, and we like my older brother and I like preserved the myth of Santa for my younger brother for as long as we could.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, like he had 2 DUIs, and we were like, by the way, Santa's not real.
Yeah. You fucking what?
I think it's becoming more common to not do the Santa. Like my sister is super religious. She has 3 kids, and they're not doing Santa
At all?
I don't think so. I think they said they don't want to lie to their kids, and they're little. They're like 3, 5, 7.
Is it? I mean, it is lying, but is it a bad lie?
I don't think so. I'm gonna do it if I have kids.
What about you, Dan?
I would tell them about it.
Yeah.
I would say some mommies and daddies pretend Santa's real for their kids. Don't tell kids about Santa or talk about it. Just say, yeah, sure, tell them it's real, but between you and me and the fence post, because you kids are smarter than all the other kids I talk to. It's fake. But they'll ruin it for the other kids, and you don't want that. You don't want to be your kid to be the kid who ruins Santa.
So you're not going to do that?
I'm thinking. I'm not. I haven't landed on an answer.
That was a hypothetical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just lived in your world for 1 second, imagining you talking to a kid.
It's scary, isn't it?
I would lie. I would fucking lie to my kids. I don't care. Be like, yeah, Santa's real. And then when they find out he's not real, I'll be like, cool, no more presents for you, losers.
All right,
have fun with that one.
We can stop lying. Good. I don't actually love your mother.
Yeah. I don't love you.
Yeah.
But that was one of the best parts about being a kid was Santa. I couldn't sleep before Christmas.
100%. And
Christmas
Easter
rule.
Bunny,
Hype.
the Tooth Fairy,
So hype.
all
Yeah.
these things. It was like they were the best.
Yeah.
I never wanted to do the Easter egg hunts. I was never one of those kids. I was like, you want to give me chocolate, and you want to hide it everywhere? You assholes! Can't you just give it to me? Like I have to go look for my own chocolate. The fuck?
Yeah, this was hard for you too. Like you had to come up with places.
Is there any holiday that's celebrated in Australia but completely different?
Well, we don't do Thanksgiving. Christmas is the same, but it's obviously in summer. That's probably the biggest difference.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know.
You do like a
I don't
Boxing Day. You were talking about.
Yeah, we do
that?
Boxing Day. That's
we
a
don't,
public
we
holiday.
don't have that. We don't.
What is
know.
that?
Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. That's like a public holiday at home.
Okay.
Usually now we're like off. Everything sort of shuts down from like the 21st till like the 2nd or 3rd of the next year. Everything's shut. But in New York, it kind of seems like everything's kind of going still. All the shops are all open and everyone's.
I was surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, the city's pretty empty though as a whole, compared to what it's normally like.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quieter. I think. Do you guys think so?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And in the corporate world, this week is kind of like you work, but it's so quiet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like half
Nobody's-
in, half
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Closing deals. Yeah, on the 29th.
Are you back at work now?
I am. Yeah.
Okay, you going back tomorrow? Or have you been working the whole time you've been away?
I've been working the whole time. Yeah.
Because you work from home, don't
I
you?
work from home. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
You?
Nice.
I don't work. I don't work for someone for cash anyway. So no, I'm just doing my own thing. Just writing and being a dickhead and doing comedy.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beast.
Dan, you're not working yet either, are you?
No, I'm auditioning for things now,
Yeah.
but
Oh, nice. What kind of stuff?
I auditioned for a play. I got an audition for a movie and like a short film.
That was the
coming in next couple of
homosexual
weeks.
role, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Didn't have
Wasn't
to
it four
act at all.
four guys, one cup? and a reindeer or something, was it?
They're like we've seen your other work. We recommended you.
Yeah. He auditioned for the part of the cup.
I was. They're making. They're making another one of those. The girl does 100 guys in 24 hours videos,
Dude,
and I paid them extra to go last.
Did you see that on YouTube? That documentary?
Just like seen around it.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I heard about it, yeah.
Okay. So this girl, she did 100. I spat on my mic. They did 100 days. 100 guys in a day, and then after she's like, "Oh, it was so hard. I don't want to do this again." Then like a month later, she's like, "I'm doing 1,000 guys now."
Oh.
So she wants to do. I believe, I could be wrong, but she wants to do 1,000 guys in 24 hours. Now, work that out, because that equals fuck all time. I'm gonna.
So
this is all right. So how many? What do we got? How many seconds? We got 60 seconds.
60 seconds.
And then a minute.
60
times 60.
360 times 24, I think is how you get it.
360 times 24. What's that for a day? That's 8,640 seconds in a day. That's right?
60. Look, it's got to be. It can't. It simply can't.
Yeah, 60
be.
by 60 by 24.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
it. So then, if you divide that by 1,000,
8.64 seconds a guy.
well, that must be a minute. 8.6 minutes.
It simply can't be.
But if it's
Times
if it's
1,000.
8,640 seconds, if that number is right, that is seconds.
That's
8.64
seconds.
seconds.
8.64
It can't be
seconds.
right.
It is. Because,
Is that right?
yeah, there's not 8,000 seconds in a day.
Oh my god. So how is that even
There
possible?
might be. God damn it.
How's that possible? How is that possible?
Just you.
I don't.
And you just say hello, nice to meet you, thanks. All right, keep it moving. Peace. You don't.
That does sound fast.
Yeah, hang on.
So it's 60 seconds.
A minute.
And a
It's a minute. It's a minute 40. It's nearly 2 minutes each person. That's what it is.
Sorry,
Okay, that's cool. So
it's hard.
2
for me to do
minutes.
math
So you
when
would
I'm
have to
thinking
be
about horny stuff.
like these guys aren't coming.
No.
They're going. They're just dipping in once and they're bailing.
Yeah.
Is that even count?
If they are, if you do, that's worse. I think it says more about the guy's character. Worse.
Would you guys do that?
Again?
No.
No.
I would never.
Never.
No, absolutely not.
Well, so she's going for a world record, right?
Yeah.
So does that mean there's going to be like a Guinness Book of World Records guy watching with a notepad? For real, there actually
There
probably
has
will
to be, right? There has
Something
has to
like
be.
that.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
The Guinness World Records guys surely can't be there for every single record.
You have to call them and videotape it or verify
There has to
through
be-
more than one source that it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, you can if you're gonna do one, you can call them and be all like, "This is a big one. I'm gonna eat more hot dogs than Joey Chestnut. We might want to send a guy." That might be a fun job.
She might be about to eat more hot dogs than Joey Chestnut.
Dude. That's funny. That might be a fun job though, to be the Guinness guy. It's like you get a good one, and then the next day you get a bad one. You get to stay. You're gonna go test the first 8-star hotel, and then it's like world's biggest pile of shit. We're sending you to India or something,
That's funny.
I didn't have good ones, but
Is she preparing for this feat? What does
it's like a Rocky
That
Four
is such a
montage.
that is such a good question. What is
Kegels.
her preparation?
Because if 100 was hard, 1,000 is gonna be really
10
tough.
times harder, dare I say.
Well, I actually think it's got to be harder for the guys because there's going to be a lot of pressure. You're going to be standing in a corridor, shoulder to shoulder with dudes. All right, you're going to have to try and you've got less than 2 minutes. You're going to have to try and be hard, penetrate, dismount, pants in and out in a minute. I don't know. I don't even think that's possible.
So is
Like
there
just the
I would-
stage fright alone would get me. You know, like
man. Yeah.
I'd have to get 2 paddle pop sticks and masking tape and just splint it in.
Splint.
So are the guys just waiting in a hallway?
That's what they were doing in the 100 one.
And nude and pantsless with no footwear?
No, they were no.
Fat guys had
they were
shirts
just
on?
they were just standing in the corridor. Then when they got to the room, it was
Undressed.
game on. But
Get it off.
they got as much time as they needed.
Whoa.
So with 1,000, you
Maybe
can't
maybe
do that.
she's gonna do maybe it's not 24 hours. Maybe it's just gonna be 1,000 non-stop until she can't. I don't know. You'd have to have some rest, wouldn't? I don't.
She'd
I don't
die.
think. I don't think it's possible. I don't
She'd
know.
die.
I don't know how you could.
She'd
You wouldn't die.
You would die. You can't run without training for one of those 100-mile races. You're gonna die if you try. Something
She just
bad.
lies there. She's not exerting anything. She doesn't have to. What do you think, Pat?
I think the guys are the
Can
hero
I
of
say
this.
something?
story.
Can I say something? Picture you're her, but you're a dude, and you're at 270, and you're it's not your vagina, it's your butt, and you're at 270. Do you feel like you could keep going? Do you not feel tired? Do you not feel like that's exhausting? That can't be easy.
No, you can't.
Forgive me for being we're hypothetical, guys.
I don't know. Let's change the subject. This is fucking filthy. Filthy bitch. So
She's your next guest.
yeah, I would love to get. I would love to get her on. I actually really would. If we find what's her name? Lily. It's Lily something. I don't know.
You'll get 100 podcasters to do a minute 44. That's funny, man.
So what's on for the month, boys? You got some shows on, Paddy?
Everyone tomorrow night.
Oh, nice. Where
yeah.
at?
Well, it's at Comedy Shop. I'm a little nervous though because I've been gone for the past week, so I haven't gone up in like 8 days.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little rusty, but
Is that for the comedy shop?
it's a friend's show that he runs there.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. How many minutes have you got?
I don't know how many minutes the set will be. I did 10. You were there when I did a 10-minute set. So I was happy with the 10-minute
Yeah, I
set.
saw that. It was great.
Yeah, dude, he was great.
Yeah, for the boys.
You're gonna kill. You'll be
How
fine.
about you? Anything coming up?
I got one Sunday.
Nice. Where at?
at in Brooklyn. Yeah, for a UG.
Yeah.
Have
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys,
yeah, yeah.
Heard of them?
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know Chris over there? You've actually seen you.
Yeah,
you guys
Chris,
are friends.
Chris
yeah.
Ferretti.
He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Funny.
Yeah. I'm gonna get him on.
Yeah, dude. That'll be a good one.
He's doing his own. He's got his own special coming up too.
That's cool. He's gonna do his own through them. Like I don't know that because I know they gave one away or something. Like if you were there long enough or won enough. Like
No.
mics
Have you
around.
guys done their mic? The one that's just over here.
The one is it on 1 and 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
a couple times.
It's not bad.
No,
it's a
it's
small
good,
mic,
man.
but it's good.
And he too encourages like you get your 5 minutes and then he'll do a couple minutes of like crowd work where basically just people ask you questions and you get to just like answer them on the fly and you remember like you tell people stories about yourself that like I didn't realize that might be a good bit or whatever, so it's a good way to come up with stuff. Yeah, it's a good
That's
stretch
cool.
of the legs.
January is pretty dry though at the moment. I don't know how many you boys have got on the roster. I've only got like 4 on the calendar for January so far.
That's not bad. That's a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I only had 4 on the start of this month, and now I think I've had this month like.
I got 3 in the industry room. I'm doing that.
Oh,
on the
for real?
25th. Yeah,
Nice. That's amazing.
that'll be so fun. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's an awesome room.
Oh, you got 3 spots from the industry room?
No, I'm doing the industry room on the 25th. I've got 3 spots before that.
Oh, where at?
Brooklyn Art House.
Nice.
And then I'm going to try and get on Luca's show again at the shop.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm doing the industry room the same night as you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's gonna be awesome. You've done it
Dude,
before, right?
I did it before.
Mike and Riley are too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How funny.
That's awesome.
We're all trying to cut it in, man. Dude, that'll be we should arrange something to
That's
do
going to be a hot night.
afterward.
That's a good talent night.
Good group of funny guys, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really because when I did it, it was like probably 18 out of the 20 was like one of their first times ever doing comedy.
Wow.
How was your first time?
Really?
At the industry room, it was like, no, everyone was pretty good. Although the room when I went wasn't that good. It wasn't a hot room. It was big, but it wasn't hot. I went there and watched a friend after on another Saturday, and the room was hot. Like everyone was into it. But when I did my spots at Broadway, they were great. But the downstairs room is a little temperamental. The upstairs, the red room, that's really, really fun. But the downstairs room can kind of like, I don't know, sometimes it depends what time it is. And I think for that industry room, because it's at 5:30, it's still quite early. People are like, Comedy's better when everyone's had a couple of drinks.
Had a
and
drink
they're,
or two.
they're a bit
Yeah.
loose.
The other thing is that, like, after 20 people, I went for a couple of my friends, and after, like, 15 people are, you better come up there, like, bah! Like, to get them back, because people are toast, you know? Like, you need 2 drinks, but after 3 drinks is when people are like, all right, well, how much longer is this?
Just that much. I mean, I love comedy, and after 2 hours, I'm like, this needs to stop.
I'm done. I lose my concentration. Yeah. I just can't keep going. Have you done the industry room?
I did it probably this time last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you go?
Good. It was a good experience. The room was really good when I went. Luckily,
Yeah.
the room makes such a difference.
Yeah.
I recently heard that that really great comedians, if they're doing like a competition or something, they actually prefer a bad audience because they're able to kind of bring the audience to their level. Whereas like a newcomer, they kind of just take what the audience gives them. But a good comedian can like spark the audience, which I thought that made sense.
There are, like, some classic comedians who would deliberately come out combative so that they would they would lose half the audience right away just to get them back. Like Carlin and Patrice O'Neill. Like I saw, like, Carlin started his special at Madison Square Garden, where he's like, you ever notice how the chicks who always complain about abortion, you wouldn't want to fuck them anyway? Like, it's just so, like, you lose so many people right away. And then when you get them back, it's like a bigger laugh. It's like, you remember you hated me? You know? So it's like, you love to, like, it's so cool to see that.
Yeah, it is.
You don't have really that much time in 5 minutes, though. I mean, you got to be crafty if you're going to try that.
Yeah.
I think ideally the goal is to get everyone laughing the whole time. Like, not to lose people at all, but that's just not really possible with some jokes. If you're gonna be edgy or in some way like controversial, you're just not naturally gonna get everyone, are you?
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say any of you guys or myself have controversial material.
No, not too bad. Have you guys done any barking yet?
Yeah.
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 Did you do it for the Buddha?
No, I did it for Adam's show at the Brooklyn Art House.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good show, by the way. It was a lot of fun. I don't know. Like, I did sales for a long time, so at first I hated it. I was like, oh, just cold calling again. And then I was like, no, man, you're just talking to people on the street. Like, make a funny joke. Free for anybody with a dumb hat. Just kidding, it's a sick hat. But comedy is free. Check it out. The drinks are cold. Jokes are hot. So,
Have you done barking, Paddy?
I haven't, no. But I saw Harrison. He did it at the show I did at Fear City, and he had a microphone and a PA, and he was just like on the street, and it was going great. I think he pulled in some serious people. Yeah,
that's good.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of it for St. Mark's, and it's fun. Like, it's not fun as in, like, it's a shit job. You're going out there trying to sell something on the street, but by the time you get on stage, your ego is like so small at that point because you've just been rejected for an hour that just nothing matters. It's weird.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You can't get on stage and be like, hey, did you guys see that guy outside who looks exactly like me? What a show. What a dumbass.
Fucking loser.
Anyway.
I know people shit on open mics. I still love open mics. I think it's fun to get to try new stuff, and honestly, a good open mic is gonna be better than a bad show.
I agree. I love an open mic, dude. You gotta try and stuff and, like, transition things into each other. It's hard to make a 5 minutes or 10 minutes on a stage. Like, whereas, like, you can try and figure out how to put things into each other and then, like, make callbacks at mics.
I think the open mics are fun, but the trick is to, like, have good variety, not do the same mics all the time.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I think that's where I kind of got a bit over some of the mics. It's like, I'm doing the same mic every week, seeing the same people. They all know my material. And, like, once hitting some new mics is like a good breath of fresh air. And also, I've been hitting up some 10-minute mics, which has been fun as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw you at the one last
really
week.
Efficient.
Those are totally worth it.
Yeah, they're
those
great.
Are the best.
Yeah.
Going to different mics, like, if you keep going to the same ones, you, like, find yourself trying to write jokes for them, and then you go to a new mic, and it's like, those jokes aren't as good at this mic. It's like, not even the people. It's like just who lives around there and, like, their opinion on things. It's like, when I moved here, I was kind of like, oh, the New York comedy scene. But it's like, actually, like, there's so many clubs that there's, like, even like the East Village scene, the Gramercy scene, like the Greenwich Village scene. So it's like everything is a little bit different. So, like, you can, if you are good and keep trying, you could probably figure it out.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's a long road though.
Yeah.
Like, I think when I first started, I thought like, hey, like in a year I'm gonna be good. And now I'm a year and a half, and I realize I have 10 more years of shit.
When I came here, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do great. New York, they're gonna love me. I'm Australian, and then now the reality's kicked in. I'm like, yeah, this is a very long road.
Yep.
There's no shortcuts. You've just got to keep grinding and take the little wins as you get them on the way.
Because every once in a while you have a moment on stage where you feel like you're kind of doing the thing.
Yeah.
Like you can feel it just for a split second, and then it goes away. But that feeling is there, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. But it's also just navigating the whole pool of like finding out how to get on shows, who the people to meet, and like getting the opportunities. That's sort of a hard thing about being in a new city. But
You're good at talking to people, though. You're
Yeah,
good at introducing
we all
yourself
are.
to people, I feel like.
I think most comics are there.
Yeah,
generally.
kind of gregarious. And, hey, I don't know, we're doing a bit now. We can, because comedians are usually looking for each other.
Yeah.
It feels like when you're like in your life and you do a bit with somebody and they're like, huh, really? And you're like, oh, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
How long you been here, Cam?
I've only been here since June.
You're about the same, right?
August, end of August.
Nice.
That's awesome, man. You've made a lot of headway.
Thanks, bro. Paddy?
3 years.
Yeah. You fucking love it?
I do. Yeah. It's so. I mean, I was so excited to move here. Like it would keep me up at night. I just couldn't.
Really?
Like, so because all my friends lived here, and it kind of has that allure to it. Like it's New York City.
Yeah, dude, for real. Were you raised like in a rural?
No,
region?
just like some suburbs.
Yeah.
But on East Coast, so this was like the big city. I mean, I guess I live right next to DC, but we're not going to DC.
That's not.
We're not going to DC.
Apparently, there's good comedy there, though.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's great comedy. The American government. That's dumb. That's stupid.
Well, I've been told if you are a New York comedian, you should try to get out and do as many sets in other cities as you can, because a lot of times you'll stand out. I know I did a mic in Austin, which is really good comedy scene, and this was like 3 months in, and I thought I was keeping up with most of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not surprised by that though. You're very good.
You're good. Yeah, seriously.
Your joke writing's really good. It's really impressed me, especially when I saw you last week. I was like, fuck.
Thank you so much. That really appreciate.
I feel like too.
I had a wank over you when I got home. Just a little one. I didn't come,
okay.
but it was so it's not gay, but
It's okay if you do.
No, I just thought about it. I didn't want to shame you. No, but you write every time I see you do new material. It feels like it is the next minute of the last 5 minutes I saw you do. Whereas like it's not. It's like a one long story, and it all ties in together. As opposed to like I feel like I write like bits that don't necessarily serve as companions to each other a lot of the time.
I appreciate that. I don't feel that way about you, to be honest. I feel like your jokes all have a definite voice to them, and the voice is that of like a screenwriter. Like you paint these pictures, you paint scenes.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, it is, and you do a lot. The writing that you're doing for the screenwriting, like from what we've heard, is pretty fucking good.
It was. I can't stop talking about it. My brother came, and I didn't even know I was going to see Dan, but I told my brother about the story that Dan told us. So Dan, it's called screenwriting, right?
Yeah.
And you can just tell a story. He can walk you through the plot of a movie, and you can just imagine the movie on your own. And it's actually better than watching a movie.
Yeah, it was good. This was on Thanksgiving. We were at Dan's for dinner, and Dan cooked, and for me and Paddy, it was good, and it was great. The food was amazing, by the way.
Thanks.
And we all had a little bit of a smoke, and then Dan told us some stories. And one of the stories in particular, the one you're working on with the fisherman, I won't say anything more than that, but it was phenomenal.
Thanks.
I just can't wait till you get opportunity, you get some money, and then you can actually bring these things into fruition.
Goodness, man.
You're going to be...
That would be fantastic.
Well, what is your plan? Because you're going to have to try and do this soon. You've got like 7 or 8 scripts sitting there ready to go.
You're meant to submit them to competitions.
Right.
I got to copyright them before I send them out. And also, I can send them with like companion storyboards and drawings of like, this is what I think this scene looks like or this sequence looks like. And
Is that
send
necessary?
them to studios.
What do they say is the right...
The game has changed a lot. It used to be like a producer would have a style and they would pick scripts in that style. or a studio would have a particular style. And there are still some that do, like Blumhouse makes horror films, like hand over fist, and that's what they do. But now it's a little like, because certain aspects of filmmaking have gotten really expensive. So if you can present a story that fits into a certain like budget plan and location coordination, it makes it easier. And if there's something in it that like is a reason for people to come back to it, or like a seasonal draw to it, where it's like, oh, people will always watch it because it's got Halloween in it, so people watch it around Halloween. Those things make a difference. And you know, too, like shooting stuff. If you shoot like a little bit of it and post it online, or you shoot some short films and like, hey, I wrote this and I made short films. So I think through acting, I'll meet some more people and be able to get a little bit better, like professional insight on that side of things. But
so you basically just want, if you won Lotto tomorrow,
I know exactly.
You could go make the films.
Yeah.
Basically your restriction right now is cash.
Cash and collaboration. I there are certainly some creative minds that I don't have touch with that I would need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to act in your own movies?
That would be cool. It'd be cool. There's like one or two roles that I'm like, I picture as like a big, tall, sweaty guy, and I'm a big, fat, sweaty guy, and I'm like, I would love to do that. He'd just be like bombastic and like rude, you know, for a couple minutes. I would never want to be like the main guy in a movie that I wrote. It'd be a lot. I'd love to direct.
Would you act in films?
I'm a terrible actor. I would try.
How do you know you are?
I took an acting class in college.
And what makes you think you're terrible?
I think I'm kind of stiff. Like even in my normal life, like not even acting, I'm a little stiff.
I think you're like a uniquely genuine guy.
Yeah, I do too. There's someone for everyone. Look at the.
Do you know Nathan Fielder?
This is not going to be a compliment.
No. He was in The Curse. This like he basically like helmed this show, and it was pretty cool. And his acting in it, like you never see a guy really do that style. And it was like, it seemed like he was born for it. And his whole thing is kind of that he's like on the edge of saying something and he doesn't want to, and he's like very like packing his stuff down a lot, and also like kind of awkward and like that. I was like, something like that, I feel like you wouldn't even have to try to like put it on a character, you know, like you just, and I'm not trying to insult. I'm sorry if that sounds bad. I mean, like, I think
you'd be a phenomenal actor.
Thank you.
I really do.
Yeah.
I think you'd be really funny.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Dude,
and
exactly.
your writing's great. You're charismatic. Yeah, you're like, like you are who you are. You're like a very, like you're not a reckless idiot. You're a well put together person. So I wouldn't say that makes you a stiff. You're just a good person. You've been raised well.
You know.
Thank you. Oh
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, how about you? Would you ever want to act?
Fuck yeah.
Have you ever done any acting?
I did that one in real life job. Did I tell you about that when I had to go to that bachelorette party?
Dog, tell us. That sounds exciting.
Have I not told you this?
You had to act at a bachelorette party.
I got asked. So a neighbor pinned a Craigslist ad to my door, and the Craigslist ad read, "Looking for an Australian man to play the role of a fake fiance / aeroplane pilot at a real bachelorette party." So this woman had basically told her friends that she was engaged to an Australian pilot, and she'd kept this joke going on for like 4 months, and she was having her bachelorette party, and she paid me to rock up and be the fiance.
Holy cow, that's amazing.
I did it.
How was it?
I called her up. I was like, "Is this legit?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I think I can do this."
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was so much fun. I just committed. I walked in there. I was like, "Yep, I'm this guy. Like, I'm this pilot." And this lady's like, "What plane do you fly?" I'm like,
Name a plane I can't
"A
fly."
Cessna." I don't know. Like,
That's so good.
No, but it was good. And then at the end, we were all really drunk. I bought them all like a round of drinks. It was just fucking fun. I made no money. The round of drinks cost me $300, and I made $300.
That's such a good story.
But it was so much fun. But I'm auditioning for one in like 3 weeks' time, which I want to go over the scene with you, Dan.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. We looked at it real quick. Yeah, it'd be cool, man. It looks cool.
Yeah.
What's the role?
I'm playing like a criminal. It's this bus that's been hijacked, and these people are on this bus. It kind of reminds me of like the old Speed movie. But I don't know anything more about that.
Speed rocks.
Yeah. But I don't think I'll be a good actor, because if they want me to do an American accent, I'm fucked. I can't do an American accent.
Try it right now.
I can only do like a West. Like, I'm from Alabama.
That's good.
I don't know much about anything, but
there you go.
But I can't really do a New York accent just yet. I don't.
It's coming. I can hear that.
Watch a lot of Scorsese movies over the next couple.
Is there a trick for picking up accents? What do they teach you in acting school?
You learn the phonetic alphabet, which is like when you read a dictionary, next to it will have all those weird little symbols. That's like just a universal written language for you to understand the sounds that those.
And every language has their own?
No, there's like the phonetic alphabet that is just applies to sounds, and each letter or symbol in it represents a sound that you would make when you're saying this word. So like every word can be phonetically translated so that you can say it out loud.
Give me an example.
I really need to brush back.
So like, are you saying essentially like the word water? Is there a way to pronounce that? American, English, Irish? Like, do they have it?
They have so there's a ton of dialect resources. There's a website called IDEA International Dialects of Earth Archive, I think is what it stands for. I might be wrong, but you can go to any location down to like the size of a city block or like a certain number of square miles to if you are making a character and you want to pick that exact specific location. There are certain there's like very general ways to do an accent. You know, like if somebody said do an Australian accent, I'd be like, hey guys, you know, this is me talking in an Australian accent, but like there's all kinds of different accents in Australia. So it's like it depends on how specific you want to get with it. And like to an extent, bad guy in a big bus movie with a car, like I don't know if you necessarily want to. You can, but like it's fun in that to do like a big WWE kind of like, you know, what a New York guy, like, hey, you think you're getting on my bus? Why don't you suck my fucking balls? There's no way, you know. You could like
think you're getting on my bus?
There it is.
Suck my balls.
Yeah.
Suck my balls.
Suck his balls.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be any good.
There are also like...
I think you, Paddy, would actually be a really good actor. I've just thought about that a second time. I got a second wind of thought. You're going to be a really good actor.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Could I play a criminal?
Dare I say, you might play the best criminal of all.
I reckon you would.
Who would
too.
suspect you?
You would remind me of like the guy from Breaking Bad. You know, like the guy who owned like the chicken stores, like the business guy.
Gus.
Yeah. You'd be like the put together criminal. Like you'd be the mastermind guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
You said you were very stiff, and it's like that would work very well. You'd be still, you know. They come to you. You don't have to come to them.
And then he goes home and rapes children.
Well,
no, I'm just
no, officers, I'm getting into character.
It's a toy.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But acting is a weird thing because, like, as soon as the cameras start rolling, you act completely different.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody just didn't tell you that it's being filmed and you just go about your day, you'd be an amazing actor because you're just being yourself, right?
That's kind of like comedy too, isn't
Acting
it?
is that way, dude. Like, there are a lot of people who believe in, like, and comedy's the same way, where it's like, if you just go up and be like, you're a funny guy, you just go up and be funny. Like, there are comics who we know who go do that. And it's just like, I could never, dude. I have to, like, have it all played and written. And, like, yeah, it's the same way with acting, where you're like, oh, maybe if I keep it loose and flow, it'll work better. And, like, I don't know if that's it either. You know, you kind of want to be very prepared.
Comedy is a weird one because they say to be great, you have to be I'm not sure who they is, but you have to be conversational. But that's not really what it is, because there is like a structure to the punchline, right? Like, you know what you're going to say, and you know that the funniest word goes last.
Yeah.
Almost always. So, like, that's not how we talk.
It's, yeah, it sounds... But the guys the guys that are very good, they make it sound like it's just they're literally just speaking it like they're
Like
I
a
don't
thought
know.
they had.
I'm
Yeah.
not there yet.
Yeah.
I wish I was.
I can't put them together. I can act and I can do stand up, but I can't act doing stand up. Like I can't. I'm not relaxed on stage doing stand up yet.
That's just gonna take time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, everyone has their own thing to work on. That's definitely mine. Is just being natural on stage.
Yeah.
I think you're both natural. So I think a lot of it, what we think is a part of our demise, is actually something that no one else can even see.
Yeah.
And I would say that's for
valid.
you guys. You guys
Yeah.
are pretty.
Well, you're extremely loose on stage. You do if you're nervous, you don't seem it at all.
Thanks.
Are
man.
you?
Nah, not so much anymore. I do get more nervous probably for open mics than I do for shows. If that's
Why
makes
is that?
sense. I don't know. I think a part of me thinks or worries what people think. I've got that side of me which I'm trying to let go of, but and I suffer more from worrying about what people think when it's in front of comics than I do in front of a live audience.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's like I'm trying new stuff in front of the homies. Like that can be a little more nerve wracking than it's like I know this stuff works in front of an audience.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I can kind of give them that and they know it works.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you get nervous, Paddy?
I do. Not terribly nervous, but yeah, I do get nervous for sure.
The worst one I get nervous for is probably like the stand on a Saturday.
I might agree with that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm trying newer stuff and it is kind of an audience.
Yeah.
I would agree. That's probably the most nervous I get.
It's
well.
a hot room, and I haven't signed up for that one yet. Are you guys doing that tomorrow?
No, I did.
can't tomorrow.
I did it last week.
Mm.
Yeah. It's good. I don't sign up for that one unless I've got new stuff. I've done it before where I didn't like love what I had and I felt bad I did it.
Mm. Well, have you guys been doing Black Cat? You do Black Cat, don't you?
I do Black Hat a decent amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I think that's gonna be the one I'm gonna really keep my eye on over the next year. Really try and go quite hard there in the new year. I think
They
that
do
room.
3 a night, don't they?
They do 2,
Okay.
but I think that room's. If you can do well there, that's a really good reflection.
I agree with that. It's just if you go late, it's so long. Yeah. It's like a 2.5 hour mic.
Yeah.
And if you get the last group, it's just everyone's already done.
Yeah. The Saturday night one though, I've been doing the back to back, like the 7 and the 9, and people have been sticking around on Saturday night.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that tomorrow night. You guys should do it too.
It's a fun one too.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun, and it's it's good. I think it's just a really honest room, which is kind of hard to find.
Yeah, I agree. It's an honest room. Is there one room that you're like scared of that you like maybe you had a bad experience? You're like
I haven't been having the best time at Judy's E's.
Mm-hmm.
I find that room I struggle getting a good run in that room. I don't know. It's just everything. I don't know what it is. I never seem to do well. Do you have a room that you never do well in?
I have one that I bombed so hard at that like I shiver when I walk by it.
Really?
It was bad. It was so my friend went right before.
No.
There's an audience. It's like a cafe, so there's an audience, and my friend went right before me. He did great. So I came in pretty confident because I had done like 3 mics before that, doing the same stuff, going pretty well. So I came in a little confident, and just silence. The only laugh I got was like 4 minutes in, and this one guy howled because I was bombing so hard.
Oh.
That was the only laugh I got in 5 minutes.
Dude, that was like last night I did a show at St. Mark's, and I did okay. Like everything landed fine. But there was like 25 people in the room. I swear to God, I was getting louder laughs there when I had like 6 people in the room. Like it's so weird. Some nights you just kill, and then other nights you don't. And it's like, is it this? What is it? Did I walk in with like a fucking bitchy resting face or something? Like, what is it? It's so weird.
I think it could be something really small. Yeah, they can like sense that you're feeling good about things. They're like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
It could be anything. It could.
Yeah, dude.
This puzzle is one that we will never, like, this is a mountain we'll never climb.
Yeah.
This is the other thing. Like, this is a long journey, and I hope we all see it through, and I believe we will. But you're never going to mount the top.
Never.
You never. It's just because the bar just gets higher and higher and further and further. It really, it's just just keeps moving away from you as you get closer, doesn't it?
Yep.
Because as you get better, then your goals become bigger and your ambitions become greater. And yeah, it's like an itch that you can scratch and get minor relief for a little while, and then it becomes itchy again. It's a bizarre thing that we're chasing, isn't it?
It really is. I feel like I'm stuck in the land of the joke writing. Like I'll write a joke and then I'll tell the joke, and maybe it's a fine joke, but that's not really what comedy is. Comedy is like more loose, more connection with the audience. Like if you're reading from a script, you're probably doing something wrong.
I think the guys that I'm really admiring right now are like the guys that are like they're turning a conversation into like a punchy conversation. But the joke writing and the bits, what you're doing is essential to get out of the 5-minute, 8-minute slots, because that's what people want to see. They want to see like economy and laughing, like word economy, like hit, bang, 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 laugh. So you're killing it.
Thank you.
So keep going. Don't even worry about any of that shit.
You ever worry that you're going to run out of stuff to talk about?
No.
Yeah,
there's always something.
Me neither.
I worry that I'm never going to be able to give justice to the things I want to talk about.
Ah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'd worry that some of the stuff I think I could talk about is not funny. But, I mean, I'm sure I'll find out.
Man, but you anything's funny, though. That's the thing. That's like, you can write a joke about anything, and you are such a good fucking joke writer. You're very lucky. I hope in a year and a half, when I'm at a year and a half, I hope I'm writing a joke as good as you. I really do.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
I truly mean that. I got envy of you from you the other day when I was watching you. I was like, fuck, this guy is writing some fucking good stuff.
I did the same thing. I was like, oh, back to the drawing board.
So keep going.
Your stuff too, like let's say it's a 20-minute set, like even when you did the 10 at the Fear City, which was great, you killed. But people want to get to know the comic as well as laugh, and you do that masterfully without trying. So,
well, guys, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
This was so fun.
This was sick. Yeah.
We're going to do this again. We're going to do this many times over the next few years, and you guys are seeing these boys first in their infant creative stages. In the next 10 years, these guys are going to have specials. They're going to have movies. We're going to be acting in them, hopefully. So yeah, hang tight. Dan and Glace, give me your socials. Have you got anything coming up you want to promote, or what's your social?
Dan and Glace on Instagram. January 25th, the Industry Room, Broadway Comedy Club.
There we go.
Yeah, be there or be square. It's gonna be a great night.
Paddy Rhoads.
At Patrick Rhoads, me on Instagram. 703-8. No,
if there's any single ladies as well in New York, these two boys are prime and ready to go. You're both single, aren't you?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. So
please
hit them up. We'll attach all their details on their podcast. Thank you, boys, for coming on. You're both legends. Love you both.
Thanks so much for having us. This is awesome.
Dude, appreciate you, dogs. This was great. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, guys.
See you next time, guys. Hey, guys. Thanks for listening to this episode of Going After It with Cam Bird. Produced by Cam Bird. Co-produced by Ryan Rizzuti and Shreya Suresh. Music by Brian Rigby. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. And if you can, remember, get after it.